give 30 seconds for other people to drop in, and then we'll start. Right, we'll begin. Welcome. If today is your first time practicing with me, make sure you have 2 blocks or something similar. Can be 2 water bottles or 2 books nearby. It's actually going to be really useful for today, supportive. Another thing that you might look for is a blanket or a couch pillow for some nice padding, especially if you have sensitive knees. I don't think we're going to need a strap today. No, actually, we can use a strap, but this is not the purpose of today's practice. So I'm not going to just ask you to go look for a strap. But if you feel like you can use a strap for some binding to today's practice, use a strap or an old scarf or an old t-shirt, which just serve the same function. Once you get those props that you need, come into a Sukhasana with your left shin at the front. If you're like me, that your pelvis tend to tilt to the back when you're sitting like this, you can pop yourself onto a folded blanket or a couch. You can also sit on a block, but because block is a little bit hard, so it might not be that helpful when it comes to guiding you to slow down your breath and settling into your practice. Once you find a comfortable seat, which means it's not necessary that you have to sit. If it works better for you to lie down on your back, just go for it. This step is on the foundational step of today's practice, just getting us ready for the practice. If you're seated, relax the shoulders away from the ears. And imagine there's a connection between the crown of your head and the sky. So you're lengthening your spine, but you're not straightening because our spine is naturally has a little bit curve. And cast your gaze down on the floor and until it meets a steady point. Perhaps you can slowly close your eyes fully. You might find some strong sensation rising up in your legs, especially if you're not used to sitting like this. Just distracting you from focusing on your breath. You can come into a different seat like hero pose, or extend your legs forward, or come straight lying down. Wherever you are, take a long breath in through the mouth, acting like you're surprised. Next, through the mouth, just like when you're trying to fog in a mirror in the bathroom. And we'll do it one more time. Let the air coming in brush against the back of throat. Next, let everything smoothly out. And seal the lips. Breathing the same way, keep the same quality, the same texture of the Ujjayi breath, but keep the lips sealed. You might hear the sound of waves. That's why some people translate Ujjayi breath as the breath of ocean. The direct translation of the Sanskrit of Ujjayi is the victorious breath Either way, it tells us that this breath is supposed to be powerful, audible. And then unlike other breathing practice, other pranayama that we've done in the past, Ujjayi breath is so foundational to this actual breathing practice. We can associate it with our asana practice. So remember the feeling of the big breath brushing in through the nostrils, brushing against the back of your throat, expanding your belly, your rib cage. And exhale, let everything fall back. Coming out, still brushing against the back of the throat. The whole cycle will stick you, will continue, will repeat through your physical practice tonight. And whenever you find your mind wandered around, got lost, use the sound, the powerful sound of the Ujjayi breath to guide yourself back in. Gather your hands in front of the heart. Bow the head toward the heart when you're ready. Slowly blink open the eyes. You can extend the legs long and just shake the back of the legs against the ground. You can also step the feet as wide of the mat and windshield wipe with your knee side to side. Once you're ready, switch the cross of the legs. So if you had the left leg to the front first, bring your right leg at the front for now. And bring the hands onto the knees or thigh bones or by the side, wherever that's not distracting. Just roll around your low back, warm up the area, and create a connection with the center of our physical body. Only go through the range so where your sit bones still attached to the ground, and we'll switch direction. We're not going through something really fancy today regarding physical practice, but we're building something on top of those foundational postures. Once you're back to center, inhale, pull your chest forward, bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, hunch the back, straighten the arms, like a cat pose, but in a cross-leg seat. Inhale, pull the chest forward, cow. Exhale, round the upper back. And flow with the pace of your breathing. Remember, your breath is the most foundational thing of your practice tonight, so you are building on top of that foundation. If the foundation is not built well, regardless how tall, how beautiful a house you build, eventually is probably gonna collapse easily. And come back to neutral. Extend your left leg long, bring your right sole of the sole of the right foot close to the left inner thigh. Frame the right knee first, twist to the right side. Pull your left toes towards you so the back of your left leg is activated. Then walk your hands to frame your left leg. Reach the crown of the head up, and then start slowly walk the hands towards the left foot. You may or may not get really close to the left leg, but keep the back of the left leg activated, engaged. You can hold the left foot with one hand, just as a reminder. And continue to press your right knee into the ground. And start slowly turn your chest to the right side. So you're more in a side bend in this Jana Shirshasana. Option to extend your right arm by the right ear. The weight of the right arm might bring you a little bit closer to the left leg. Just let the right side waist grow. One more long inhale. Next, bring that Ujjayi breath. Use it to bring yourself up. And right hand behind you. And swing your left arm by your left ear and press your pelvis up. And rotate the left arm a couple times. We're waking up the shoulders, the upper back, and switch direction. And sit back. We'll switch side. Extend your right leg long, left foot close to the right inner thigh. Frame your left knee with both hands, twisting to the left side first. Engage your right leg, so the back of your right leg pressing toward the ground and your right toes pulling towards you. Then start walk your hands, framing the right leg. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, walk the hands toward the right foot. Slowly move your chest towards the right knee. Your hand may or may not touch your right leg. If they do, use your left hand as a reminder to bring your right hamstrings toward the ground. And keep the right hamstrings being engaged and start turning your chest to the left side. And extend your left arm by the left ear into a side bend. Let the chest be open. Inhale, reaching through the left fingertips. Then exhale, come all the way up. Left hand behind the left hip. And swing your right arm by the right ear. Press your pelvis up. And do some big circles with that right arm. And switch direction. And release back to seat. Extend both legs long. This is where if you're popping yourself on a blanket, it will be extremely helpful. Find a block if you have them. I'm not super flexible, honestly, so that's why I need a block here. And start reaching to the crown of the head and walk the hands to the front of you. And bring your chest towards the ground. And if you're like me, not super flexible, or you want some support, you can bring the block underneath your forehead or underneath your chest. And continue to pull the toes towards you. And getting both legs backside engaged. You can adjust the height of the block. Sometime when you actually, especially when it's kind of folding, with an exhale, you actually find yourself release more. We won't be here for much longer. And start slowly walk yourself back up. Turn around into a table pose. Take your time to spread a blanket across the mat. Move to some cow and cat. If you want some classic cow and cat. But when you're ready, tuck the back toes and press your tailbones up into the first downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend to one leg and another. You can add any movements in this one of the most classic asana practice of yoga. You can also rock forward into a high plank, then push back. Whatever it takes for you to wake up the back of the legs. And take your time to find neutral in your downward facing dog. And extend your left leg up. And stack your left hip over the right. So kind of like in a 45 angle between your right leg and left leg. And pull your left heel towards the left sit bone. Inhale, extend the left leg long. You can do this with your right knee on the ground as well. Exhale, pull your left heel toward the left sit bone. Inhale, extend it long. Last time like that. The next exhale, draw your left knee into the chest. Inhale, extend the left leg long. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Extend it back. Last time, left knee, left elbow. And lightly step the left foot outside the left hand into a low lunge, but with slightly wider stance. Find the blocks if you need them. You can rest your hand on the blocks or on the top of the left thighs. Depending on body proportion, you might be able to just leave your hand on the ground. And from here, right hand down on the ground or on the block, and use your left hand gently press the left knee open. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, revolve your chest up. Release your left hand down. Find the blocks if you have them. Inhale, low lunge, pull the chest forward. And exhale, straighten the left leg into a half split, but with your left leg slightly out. Inhale, back into low lunge. And exhale, straighten the left leg, pull the left toes towards you, and just flow like that 3 more times. And last time when you're in a half split or the Hanumanasana, just be playful. You can turn your left leg keep it engaged, but you can turn your left foot side to side. Engage different areas of the left leg, especially the back of the left leg. And you can stay in the spot that you want to stay. Your body often will call you to stay in a point. Just listen to the voice. Option 2, raise up your left arm. Imagine even though your right hand is on the ground or on the block, but imagine your right hand is pressing your left shoulder open. If you want more of that, you can even bend your left arm and bring the left hand behind you to help you to remember to keep the chest open. Release the left hand down, bend into the left leg, bring the blocks forward, and leave your hands on the blocks as a lizard lunge on your hands. You can also rest your elbows on the blocks. And of course, you can adjust the height of the blocks accordingly into a lizard lunge. Let the blocks be supportive and let the space being made in your left hip socket. Let the connection being made between your left arm and your left leg. You can even just rock forward and back a little bit, side to side. Once you're ready, hands on the ground or on the blocks, lift your back to knee up and step your right foot outside of your right hand and sit your tailbones down into Malasana Yoga Squat. For Yoga Squat, elbows inside of your thighs. So your thighs are really trying to close in, but your elbows are pressing them out. That kind of resistance is actually creating even more space in your hip sockets. Option to stay here, option to extend your left arm out. Create even a stronger resistance. An option to extend your right arm up. Release your left ear toward the left shoulder. I'm going to switch side, hands back to the center, extend your right arm out, and left arm up. Release the right ear toward the right shoulder. Come back to center. Hands down, press your tailbones up. Reparallel your feet. Right hand down on the ground or on the block. Bend into your right leg, straighten your left, and float up your left arm. Then release your left hand down, bend into the left leg. Straighten the right and float up your right hand. Raise the right hand down and rise all the way up. And hand to heart center. Either side to Tadasana. We'll flow to the other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Adho Tadasana. Exhale, step left and right into a high plank. And release the knees down. Especially if you have sensitive wrists. Bend through the elbows, release all the way down to the belly. Hug the elbows in. Lift the chest up on the inhale. Bhujangasana, option to straighten the arms all the way up into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And on the exhale, we all tuck the back toes and lift the tailbones up in downward facing dog. Gaze in between the feet. Press evenly into the palms. Feel the energy sending all the way up to the tailbones and shooting out of your physical body. Feel like a tent. Extend your right leg long. Open the right leg and pull the right heel toward the right sit bone. Inhale, extend the right leg long. Exhale, pull the right heel in. Last time like that. The next exhale, draw the right knee into the chest and kick the back on the inhale. And exhale, right knee, left elbow. And kick the right leg back straight. Last time, right knee, right elbow. And lightly step the right foot outside of the right foot, right hand. And release your left knee down into a low lunge. Left hand down, right hand up. Gently press the right knee open. Roll up onto the pinky edge of the right foot. And inhale, reaching through the crown of the head. Exhale, revolve through the spine. You can also snake your right hand into your left hip crease to remind you to keep the chest open. And start slowly release yourself back to center. Find the blocks. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, pin your right hip back into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Pull the right toes towards you. We've been here. We built the foundation. We're just building the same foundation on the other side. Inhale, bend into the right leg. Exhale, straighten the right leg. And flow like that 3 more times. With your own pace of breathing. The next time when you're in a half split, just to turn your right leg side to side. Experiment with some of the areas that you don't experiment with in the back of the right leg. You can stay there. You can also float up your right arm. Imagine your left hand is pressing your right shoulder open. Option to bring the right hand behind you. Hugging both thigh bones towards the spine. Next, release your right hand down. Bend into the right leg. Come into a little lunge of your choice. Little lunge is not a comfortable posture for most people, so you choose the amount of support that you need for you to stay focused in this posture. There's never a time in yoga practice that the posture is over your focus, over your breathing. And when you're ready, lift your back knee up and step your left foot outside your left hand and sit into Malasana Yoga Squat. Press your elbows into the thigh bones. You can stay here. You can also recreate that extension of the left arm, right arm up. You can also bring the right hand behind you for half bind. You can also wrap the left arm around the left knee. Your hands may or may not touch. Not the point of today's practice, but if you really want them to touch, to create a bind, you can use a strap or something similar to create a connection. Release the left ear toward the left shoulder. Continue to press the right knee open. Come back to center to the other side. Extend the right arm out, left arm up. Bring the left hand behind you for half bind. If you want a full bind, wrap your right arm around the right knee. That may or may not touch, and release the right ear toward the right shoulder. Continue to press the left knee open. Come back to center. Hands down, lift your tailbones up. So here is where the blocks can be helpful again. Bend into both legs, kind of like in a high squat. You can keep your hands on the ground or on the block, depending on your arm's length. You can also thread your left arm underneath your left knee, and right hand behind you. Let me turn around so you can see it. You create a bind and twisting your chest to the right side. Start slowly straightening the right leg. Bending mostly into the left. Then we'll switch sides. Feed your right arm underneath your right leg. Left arm behind you. Bend into the right leg, straight to the left. Twisting to the left side. And release back to center. We'll rise all the way up. And exhale into heart center. We'll flow through some rounds of the most classic salute, Surya Namaskar A, the Sun A. Unless there's something else that's strongly calling you, otherwise we'll go through the Sun A together. And we'll go through a couple of times together before I send you to flow on your own. And for the sake of whoever first time joining me, I'll cue through each step. And then I'll go quiet. Inhale, arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step left and right into a high plank or a knee plank. Take a long inhale in this high plank or knee plank. And exhale, bend through the elbows, hug the elbows in. You can release all the way down to the belly into Bhujangasana, or directly on the inhale, halfway, go into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And exhale, we all meet in downward facing dog. Gaze in between the feet. If you found a steady point to focus on, stay there. And you feel strongly connected to that steady point, even close the eyes, but still connected to it. You will stay here for 3 to 5 rounds of breath. Continue to press into the palms with its opposite energy going through the palm into the ground and the other direction, all the way to your tailbone and up into the sky. And same thing in the back of the legs. One more long inhale. And exhale, bend through the legs and step by step or many small steps or hop towards the front. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. And through heart center, by the side Tadasana. That's one round of Surya Namaskar. And flow one more round together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, step right and left into a plank of your choice. You can release into baby cobra. You can also release the knees down and do a back bend on your knees. We all come into a back bend of your choice on the inhale. Exhale, we all meet in downward facing dog. If downward facing dog does not work for you, you can come down into a child pose. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. On the next exhale, step by step, a half forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. And exhale, hand to heart center. Float 2 more rounds on your own so you can cultivate an ownership of your practice. And if you are an experienced practitioner, you might find the temptation of doing something more fancy, but let's stick to the foundations, fundamental stuff tonight, if you can. If you're still flowing, take your time. If you already arrived at the front of the mat, come into a Tadasana. Or Malasana yoga squat if that works better for you. Use this quiet moment to reflect. How was the practice doing that free flow without cueing? It's perfectly fine if you find yourself rushing to a destination, or doing some planning for dinner for tomorrow. We all been through that. But how can we use all the foundational practice we've been doing tonight to bring us back to track? Once you arrive at the front of the mat, start shift the weight onto the right foot. Here you can step yourself onto a block actually. But you can also just simply lift your left foot slightly off on the ground. All you need to do is flex your left foot and just swing that left leg back and forth, hugging your right outer hip in. If you're on a block, other than back and forth, you can even do some up and down. Anything that encourage you to engage the right outer hip. You can release your left foot and get some break to the right leg. Once you're ready to come stand on the right leg again, draw the left knee into the chest. Interlace the hands underneath your left knee. Pull the left heel close to you. And extend the left leg forward. Pull it back in. The whole time, keep your right outer hip engaged. Kick the left leg forward. One more time like that. Next time on your left leg in, squeeze your left knee into the chest. Squeeze, squeeze. Step your left foot down. Hands on the blocks. And take a big step with your right foot to the back into runner's lunge. Bend with the left leg, chest forward. Exhale, straighten both legs, pyramid pose. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Inhale. Bend in the left. Exhale, straighten both legs, pyramid. Flow 3 more times like that. So you get used to the compression and stretch of the back of the left leg. Next time when you bend into the left leg, spin down your right heel. And bring the left hand inside of your left foot. Squeeze your left shin bone and your left arm bone into each other. Raise up your right arm, side angle. Press firmly into the left hand and reaching highly to the right hand. You can stay here. You can also bring the right hand behind you. A half bight. And if it's perfectly fine to stay here, but if you were looking for more of the movement behind the left leg, on the inhale, we'll straighten the left leg, the torso will halfway rise up. The exhale, with control, slowly release the left hand down. Do it a couple more times, inhale. Exhale, release the left hand down. Slow with control along with the pace of your breathing. Reconnect with your Ujjayi breath if it's not there anymore. Next time, your left hand on the ground, release your right hand on the ground. Walk yourself to the right side and fold over the legs, parallel the feet. Just let the heart, let the brain below the hips. So we're back to similar to what we did when we seated. Extend the legs out and fold the chest over the ground. So it's exactly the same posture, but in a different dimension. And of course, here you can use a block again to catch your forehead if you need to. Then start slowly, bend into the left leg. Shimmy your left foot slightly to the left side. Option to release your right knee down and come into the lizard lunge. So we've done the foundational stuff. You can stay where you did in the last round. You can also change the height of your blocks again, just to give a test. We won't be here for long. Rise up. And step your right foot outside your right hand. Sit your hips down into a Malasana. Elbows into the thigh bones into the elbows. You can stay here. You can also create that bind with the left arm around the left knee. Right hand behind you. And if you want to change your balancing a little bit, you can move your right foot slightly in, keep the bind on the left side, come up onto the toe of your left foot, and start slowly straightening the right leg, hugging the right outer hip in first, then come all the way up into a Flamingo Pose. Hugging strongly through the right outer hip, an option to fold your chest forward. Remember, all of these are options. You can stay in this Malasana as well. And start slowly going back to the ground as the way you're coming up. I'm going to try the other side. First of all, fold over the legs. Shimmy your hips side to side. Just release some tension. Once you're ready, come all the way up. Shift the weight onto your left foot. You can stand on a piece of block as well for this side. Let your left outer hip in first. Then swing your right leg back and forth. And also just release the right foot down and lift it up. Once you get the left outer hip engaged, release your left foot down, get some relax, some break. When you're ready to come back up again, spinning strong to the left leg, draw your right knee into the chest and interlace your hands in a different way behind your right knee. Squeeze the right knee in, pull the right heel in. Inhale, kick the right leg long. Exhale, squeeze the right heel in. Out again. Exhale, squeeze it in. Last time. Squeeze the right knee in. Step your right foot down. Hand on the block and step your left foot back into a runner's lunge. We've done the same thing on the other side, so it's just building the same foundation on a different side. Hopefully this kind of familiarity brings you a little bit more focus onto the mind, onto the breath. Inhale, bend in the right leg, pull the chest forward. And exhale, straighten both legs, pin your hips back into a pyramid pose. Inhale. Exhale, tailbone back. Fold over the right leg. 3 times like that. Next time when you bend into the right leg, spin down your left heel. Bring down your right hand inside of the right foot Depending on arm length, your right hand might need to be on the block. Extend your left arm up. Hugging the right knee into the right arm bone. Option to bring the left hand behind you for a reminder of opening your left shoulder. You can stay here. Option 2, extend your right leg. Keep the connection between the right arm and the right leg. Exhale, release back to the ground. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, slowly with control, release it back. 3 more times like that. When your right hand back to the ground, walk your hands to the left side and fold over the legs. If handstand or headstand is in your practice, this is perfect place to go for it. If you're in a handstand or headstand, slowly come back up and walk yourself to the front of the mat again. Bend into the right leg, shimmy your right foot to the right side, release your left knee down, and release your hands or elbows onto the blocks on the ground for a lizard lunge. You might find it a little bit easier to be close to the blocks onto the ground this time because of the foundation we've been building. Come up, step your left foot outside the left hand, come into a Malasana yoga squat. And you know where we're going. You can choose to stay here and you can choose to go for a Bakasana crow pose. If you want to try Flamingo on the other side, wrap your right arm around your right knee, walk your hand, use a strap or knot, create a bind first. And step your left foot slightly in, come up onto the toe of your right foot, and start slowly. Straighten the left leg, tucking the left outer hip in. Find a steady point for you to focus on. Pull the right heel in. And option 2, bow your flamingo to the front. Come down the way that you come up, and back into Malasana. Hands down, tailbones up. Fold over the legs. And raise all the way up. And hand through her center. So we will take what we built so far and bring it a little bit add on. Come stand on the top of the mat. Standing strong to the right leg, tuck the right outer hip in. So you have 2 options here. You can clasp the hands with the left pinky outside, remind you to keep the chest open. You can also raise up the arms, but with the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. So the further your hands are from your center, the weak the connection is going to be, and it's going to be more challenging in the standing posture. So choose one that works for you and draw the left knee into the chest. Inhale, standing strong with the right leg, and exhale, kick the left leg forward. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, kick the left leg forward. Last time. Squeeze the left knee into the chest and step your left foot down. And standing strong to the left leg. And bow your chest forward, move through warrior 3. Same thing, if your arms extending forward, it's going to be much more challenging. Land your right leg down into a high lunge. Keep your arms where they are, no matter if they bind it, if they extend it up. And step your right foot slightly in, bring down your right heel into a pyramid stance. Take a long inhale. Reaching up, and exhale, start slowly letting your chest with control forward. Slow, 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 slow. You can even pause halfway. And exhale, start slowly. Release your hands toward the ground, enter a pyramid pose. Hands on the blocks or on the ground. And fold your chest towards your left leg. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, so walk yourself to the right side, bend into the right leg, straighten the left. Bend into the left, straighten the right. Bakasana. Flow one more time like that. Next time when you bend into your left side, straighten the right. And create that bind again with your left arm around the left knee, right arm behind you. Your hand may or may not touch. You can even bring your hips onto the ground. You can walk yourself into a lizard lunge again. And in this cycle, you can go back to where you were, the height of your blocks you chose. You can also lift your back knee up in this lizard. Press the back of right leg up towards the sky, continue to keep engaged. You can even be playful, extend your right arm underneath your left knee, left arm underneath your left knee. Just create a deeper connection between those two. Support yourself, come up. Step your right foot outside your right leg. Sit into Malasana, yoga squat. You can stay in this yoga squat, but what I'm about to demonstrate is bird of paradise. So if this is your first time trying bird of paradise, it's really helpful to have a block, give you some extra height to start with. So remember we did a high squat at the beginning. Step your left foot on the block. Come up onto the toes of your left leg first. And thread your left arm underneath your left knee. Right arm behind you. They may or may not touch. If they don't touch, you can use a strap or something. Straighten the right leg, hug the right outer hip in. And start slowly. Lift your left leg up. This is where you can stay. And also extend your left leg out. Come back down the way you come up. Release your arms down. Just fold over the legs. Right all the way up. We'll do the other side. Standing strong through the left leg. Choose the arm position like you did in last round. If you do arm hands clasp, make sure you switch the interlace of the hands. Standing strong through the left leg. Remember, all the foundation will be built. Nice practice. The left leg standing strong, the left outer hip hugging in. And squeeze your right knee into the chest. Exhale, kick the right leg straight. Inhale, right knee in. Exhale, right leg straight. One more time like that. Step the right foot down. Slowly extend your left leg back. Warrior 3. And land your left foot down lightly. High lunge. If you tried lowering down with your arms extending last time, it didn't work for you, you can change your arm position. Regardless, step your left foot slightly into a pyramid stance. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, start slowly fold your chest toward the ground. And even pause halfway. And exhale, lower your hands onto the blocks or onto the ground for a pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, walk yourself to the left side, bend into the left leg, straighten the right. Move to the right. And even bring your hands close to the chest, the Skandhasana. Next time, when you're bending into the right leg, wrap your right arm around your right knee. And create that bind that you can do it. You can even release your hips down to the ground for a seated twist to the bind. Release the bind if you have it. Walk yourself to the front. And bring your hands or elbows onto the blocks or onto the ground into a lizard lunge. And see if this time you can try pressing the back of the left knee toward the sky and hugging the left outer hip in. And stand on your hands and step your left foot outside the left. And release your hips down into Malasana. Find the blocks if you know you're going to need it. Bend into both legs, come into the high squat first, and wrap your right arm underneath your right knee, and left arm behind you. Walk your hands towards each other with or without the help of a strap. So you can stay here and also start straightening your left leg and come up onto the toes of your right foot. Start lift yourself up, hugging the left outer hip in. Stay here. Option 2, keep the right leg straight for bird of paradise. Start slowly. Lower down as the way you come up into Balasana Yoga squat. And we're winding down. Find the blanket if they got moved away. First of all, let's stretch those outer hips again since they've been contracting. Bring the feet as wide as the mat and just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Bring the soles of the feet together. And hold the feet with your hands and use the elbows to open the knees and fold over. If you want deeper outer hip stretch, you can come into cow face pose, Bakasana. You can also come into pigeon pose. You can also do a figure 4 on your back. And today I'm going to demonstrating fire log. So bend your left knee in. Bring the right ankle over the left knee. And your right knee over your left ankle. So if it's too much for you, pulling the bottom leg closer to your pelvis usually helps a lot. And you can also slide a block in between the knee and the ankle. Around the breath here. Reconnect with your Ujjayi breath again. Slowly come back up. Shake the back of the legs like we did at the beginning of the class. And also windshield wiper from side to side. We'll do the other side. Bend your right leg. Cross your left ankle over the right knee. Bring your left knee over your right ankle. And this side is really different, so you have to use a different height of the blocks. Three to 5 rounds of breath here. We'll finish the building of our practice nicely by stay close to our foundation. So slowly come back up. One last time, windshield wiper side to side or Extend your legs long, shake the legs. Find the blocks and the blanket, bring them nearby before you come lie down onto your back. Before we come into Shavasana, bring the feet close to the sit bones and lift your tailbones up. Rest your tailbone onto a block, medium or lowest height, into a supported bridge pose. We've been doing a lot of compression on the front hip side, so we can reopen it. Let's take a couple of rounds of breath in this bridge pose. And if you want to make it even more open, you can extend the legs long. You might have to adjust the height of the block if you change to that. Whenever you're ready, you can remove the block to the side. Extend the legs and arms out. You can also come up into a comfortable seat if you'd like to go to seated meditation. If you decide to stay in Shavasana, bring the blanket across the pelvis and rest your palms on top of the blocks. Shavasana. you in Shavasana and ready to come out, start working your toes and your fingertips. Roll onto one side and navigate yourself into a comfortable seat. If you're in a seated meditation, start gradually bringing your attention back to around you. We'll all come back to Ujjayi breath before we close the practice. Long inhale. And exhale, let it be audible. Try small. And get the hands in front of the heart. Bow your head towards the heart. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.